So fed dreams that aren't based upon reality to a lot of people. And I think some of the idealism in the permaculture world needs to be swiftly replaced by pragmatism if you want to go into any form of production as a livelihood. And just as we will encourage conventional farmers we work with to start thinking outside the box and diversifying a bit, we will also tend to rein in idealistic permaculture minded people and get them to narrow things down a bit and simplify a bit. I think that's an important point to reflect upon. All these points really go hand in hand, but perhaps the one that underlies and ties them all together is context. The work of Alan Savory in holistic management. It's amazing.
All right, so for the thing he just said about reining in idealism, I think that the best way to counter idealism is something that he's going to talk about later on, and it's like you just got to build these experiences. And it's like, you know, when you actually raise chickens, then suddenly all your idealism has to balance out with the work involved. So for all the different things you might do of planting and harvesting and preserving the harvest and stuff like that, suddenly the pragmatic angle is going to, you know, come into play. And so he's basically saying the idealism needs to be balanced out with the pragmatic. And I think that experience is what's called for there.
Yeah, and along those lines, I would also say that a lot of times what people fear about getting into whatever the field is, like raising chickens, usually ends up not being the hardest part. There's something you didn't think of that ends up being what kicks your butt or what you get the best learning experience out of. But yeah, you're not just to jump in and just do it. Just get a couple chickens and start.
Yeah, and I think that while there's a lot to be said for how quickly you will learn, like if you go and you get 6 chickens and you start raising the 6 chickens, and then you're thinking like, I want to get 12, I want to get 24 or whatever. You will learn a hell of a lot, and that is a way to do it. It would be nice if you booked up a little bit before getting the chickens, but really, what a lot of people do is if they choose to book it up, it might be 10 years until they actually get chickens.
Right.
And so then the book doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. So,
well, I think most people have booked up a little bit. Like if they're going to go get chickens, they've done a little research or at least watched some videos. I would hope so.
You would think. And then of course some books are better than others. I mean, there's my article, and yeah, there's like that book out there that's called Chicken Tractor. It says right on it, it's like happy chickens and it's permaculture and stuff. And it's kind of like, but then part of what I wrote in my article is how I don't like that approach.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm ready to move on again.
All right.